After following this election for over a year now, I honestly still have a bit of a hard time explaining some of the finer points of the policies that supposedly Hillary Clinton has. And there are a lot of good explanations for exactly why that is, but I discovered one today that I hadn't even been aware existed. Today marks 200 days since Clinton has held a formal press conference of any sort. The last time Clinton held a news conference, not a single vote had been cast in the Democratic primary contest. 200 days since she sat down with the press corps and simply accepted and responded to questions without limit on topic or any content or anything like that. And that is a very, very long time. And it makes you wonder a few things. It makes you wonder why it is that she, unlike the other candidates, and I'll describe them soon, would go so long without having a press conference. It also makes you wonder what the press has been doing for over 200 days as they've been following her around the country. Apparently, they've just been eating well and riding around on a bus. But this is wrong. We have to be very clear about that. These press conferences are not some sort of luxury and extravagance for the voter. It's not throwing breadcrumbs at ducks. These are one of the principal ways that we find out what a candidate thinks about the issues, about breaking news, perhaps. That's why you're supposed to have these. And it's also rare, by the way, to go this long. So Bernie Sanders hasn't had a press conference in a while, too. In fact, it was a week ago. Donald Trump was 2 weeks ago since he had one, so maybe we shouldn't throw stones. No, 200 days is absolutely insane. By the way, Donald Trump plans to have another one at the end of this week. Now, he is his own case. He loves talking and having a camera on him, so perhaps he's not the standard that we should hold her by. But Bernie Sanders has been having regular press conferences, which allows him to be forced to be put on the spot about things that happen in his campaign, in the country, and around the world. And that is what we haven't had from Hillary Clinton. Now, her defenders have already received these sorts of the Hillbots on Twitter defending her, saying, oh yeah, she's a recluse. She's only had all of these campaign speeches. She's only been at campaign events. And that's true, she has done that. She, like Bernie Sanders and like well, maybe not Donald Trump, has given the same stump speech several hundred times. But that is not allowing yourself to be put at the mercy of the press corps to talk about whatever they want you to talk about. That should be fairly obvious at this point. And yes, we had debates, a few of them at least, thanks to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, where people like Rachel Maddow would ask a couple of the same sorts of questions over and over and over and over and over again. But why don't we know what she thinks about the Guccifer leaks? Maybe it's because we haven't had a press conference. All these breaking news pieces, that's how you find out from people. So don't listen to those defenses. Campaign speeches, sitting down with Rachel Maddow, that does not take the place of putting yourself at the mercy of the press corps. The people deserve to know what the candidate thinks and what the candidate plans to do. And Hillary Clinton's ban on press conferences needs to end, and that's my final judgment.